to CSS tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to look on how to add height and width to our web page, right? So if you come over here, you can see the section, this first section, you can see the height at which it got to, and the width is 100% correct. All right, so let's try and do similar thing to our own web page. All right, to do that, we want to start with the body tag. Remember from the from our HTML markup, right? We'll say body, right, and we'll have curly braces and we'll say width, right, 100%, right, and we'll say height 100%, correct. Then now we want to go to this section, right, and if you see the section ends here, right, so we'll try and achieve similar similar purpose. All right, so let's try. Let's say width, right, we want it to be 100%, and we'll say height, right, we'll say height, and want it to be, let's say, 70 viewport height, right? All right, so let me come over here and refresh. Of course, you can see the extent at which we got it up to, right? And if we go here, it's almost the same. All right, so notice what will happen when I say 100, right, and I run. Of course, it takes the whole viewport, right? Okay, so let's continue our styling by giving every element a height, right? So let's get this back to 70 VH, right? Okay, so what else can we style? All right, so we'll have to give the dot Facebook is a width rather, right? So we want to come over here and say dot Facebook and say width, right? And it has to be like, it has to take 40%, sorry, 40%, right? And I come here, I refresh. You might not see the impact yet, but you will soon enough. All right, so the next thing I want to do is to style, give this box a width, right? And I want to come to the box, I want to give it a width and height, and we'll say, okay, let me go here, and we'll say all right, and we'll say for the box, I say width, right, 80% of its container, right? And I want to come down here and say height. The height we want this box to be, I want to give it 54%, right? Okay, let me refresh. Of course, you can see it extends down here, 54% and 80%. All right, so let's continue. The next element we want to target is the input, right? That is the input. We have two inputs here, so we want to give them both the same height and the same width. Okay, so now let's continue, and to do this, we'll say, remember, the input is within the dot box class, right? Let me go here and show you the input. Okay, we have the box, right, which is the div holding this input, right? So we can say box input, right, or we can say form input, right, since we only have one form and input there. All right, but I will say box and input, and then we have our curly braces, and I start. Then the height I want to give each input box, remember, these are what I want to style, this very box, these are what I want to give a height and a width, right? So let's continue. I want to give it a width of 23 rem, all right, and then let me refresh so you see. Of course, you see it comes from here to here. All right, so let me give it a height of let's say 3 rem, right? Let's check 3 rem and see if it will do. Let me refresh here. All right, so let's go over here and see. Okay, they are approximately the same thing. All right, so let's continue. The next height we want to give is the button, right? So we want to give it a height and a width, right? So let's say width, and We'll say 23 rem, the same thing, because we want it to be the same size and height with this, right? And we'll come here and say height. Say height, we'll give it 3 rem, right? Okay, so let me refresh. Of course, you can see, right? Okay, so this is basically how you style your this is basically how you give your web page a height and a width. All right, so in the next video we'll continue at styling our web page to continue to achieve this purpose. All right, so thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope doing it practical like this actually helps. Right, see you on the next one.